Hello everyone and welcome back to the Perfect French with Dylan. Today is the last lesson where we focus on the passé composé only. We are going to have another lesson when we are going to talk about passé composé and imparfait. But today is the last one for passé composé only. And today we are going to talk about passé composé in question and passé composé in negation. We are going to start with the negation. On the book, it's page 122 to 127. So passé composé is already made out of two words. Then we have negation, which is also made out of two words. So it can be a bit confusing here for the order. It's actually really simple. We are going to have the pronoun subject, so je, tu, il, etc. Followed by the first part of the negation, which is ne or n apostrophe. Then we are going to have avoir or être, conjugated in present tense, followed by the second part of the negation. For the example, we're taking pas, just the regular one, followed by the past participle. So the negation is going to be around the auxiliary. So être ou avoir. Then the past participle is after. Other negation act exactly the same way, so ne rien, ne jamais, ne plus, etc. work the same way. The first one we are going to see today is ne pas. Je n'ai pas dit ça. Je n'ai pas dit ça. I didn't say that. So ici, n apostrophe and pas are around the auxiliary avoir. Je n'ai pas dit ça. Ne rien, nous n'avons rien reçu. Nous n'avons rien reçu. We didn't get anything. Once again, around the auxiliary avoir. I have to be honest, there is one negation that doesn't work the same way, and it's ne personne. And I always say it would not be French if there is not at least one exception. So ne personne is actually going to be around the whole verb. So not only around the auxiliary, it's going to be around the verb, the whole verb. So let's see. Je n'ai vu personne. Je n'ai vu personne. So ici the verb is ai vu. Je n'ai vu personne. So here, ne is before the auxiliary, personne is after the past participle. I didn't see anyone, but that's the only one. Now let's look at a reflexive verb when conjugated in the passé composé in a negative sentence. A reflexive verb has two parts, which becomes three when conjugated in the passé composé, simply because the reflexive pronoun doesn't double, it's only the verb that splits into two, with the auxiliary être and the past participle. Then we have the negation, which is two parts as well, so we are going to have 5 different parts. But it's gonna be easy, there's nothing that you can't understand. So we are going to have ne followed by the reflexive pronoun, then the verb être conjugated in present tense, then we have the pas or the second part of the negation, and finally the past participle. So the negation is around the reflexive pronoun and the verb être. Let's see ne pas. Je ne me suis pas inscrite. Je ne me suis pas inscrite. I didn't register. So ici, around the reflexive pronoun and the verb être. For ne rien, elle ne s'est rien demandé. Elle ne s'est rien demandé. She asked herself nothing. Ne jamais, nous ne nous sommes jamais demandé pourquoi. Nous ne nous sommes jamais demandé pourquoi. We never ask ourselves why. Nous ne nous sommes jamais demandé pourquoi. I know that this one is very complicated actually for some reason. I think it's because of all the N sound. Nous ne nous sommes jamais. Okay? Nous ne nous. Nous ne nous. When you're ready, you can do the exercise 2.18. Now the passé composé in question. So this is the last point about the passé composé. We have a lot of ways to ask a question, but today we are going to focus on 3 different ones. When we raise our voice at the end of the question, when we use est-ce que, or when we use the inversion. We are going to use the same question so you can really see how the part of the verb just moves around. First question, tu es déjà parti? Tu es déjà parti? Have you already left? Ils ont célébré son augmentation? Ils ont célébré son augmentation? Ils ont célébré son augmentation? And the third one, tu t'es lavé les cheveux? tu t'es lavé les cheveux. So here we have two regular verbs and the last one is a reflexive verb. So that's the easy one. Definitely when you speak on like formal French, spoken French, either raise your voice at the end of the question or use est-ce que that we're going to see now. So tu es parti becomes est-ce que tu es parti? Est-ce que tu es parti? Have you already left? So we just add est-ce que before the subject pronoun. Ils ont célébré son augmentation becomes est-ce qu'ils ont célébré son augmentation? Est-ce qu'ils ont célébré son augmentation? And finally, tu t'es lavé les cheveux becomes est-ce que tu t'es lavé les cheveux? Est-ce que tu t'es lavé les cheveux? Remember that we do not say est-ce que, we don't break it down. It's basically one word. Est-ce que. Est-ce que. Okay? Est-ce que. Now if we see the inversion. Fun. So the inversion is definitely more, if you have a test, your teacher is going to be very impressed if you use the inversion. For books, very formal French in emails and everything, you're going to find it in the news, of course in the newspaper, in the news on the TV. So it's very formal. Est-ce que tu es déjà parti becomes es-tu déjà parti? Es-tu déjà parti? So the est, the auxiliary, come first and then we add the pronoun subject after and we link the both with the little dash. Es-tu déjà parti? Est-ce qu'ils ont célébré son augmentation becomes ont-ils célébré son augmentation? Ont-ils célébré son augmentation? So the auxiliary avoir come first, then we add the il, then we have a little dash and we make a liaison. Ont-ils célébré son augmentation? I'm going to add one right here, just for this specific case of the inversion. If we see the sentence, elle a été en Australie. Elle a été en Australie. If we turn this sentence into a question and into an inversion, we are going to have a-t-elle été en Australie? A-t-elle été en Australie? Because a and elle both start with a voyelle, we have to add a t in the middle. Because otherwise we say a-elle été. And it doesn't sound right in French. We don't have this type of sound like that, sound that just don't flow. A-elle été, it doesn't sound natural for us. We have to add a t between, so we have a-t-elle, so we can just keep the flow. A-t-elle été en Australie? If it was a man, it would be the same thing. A-t-il été en Australie? Okay? Same thing. If there are two voyelles, we are going to add a t in the middle. And finally, we have the reflexive one. Est-ce que tu t'es lavé les cheveux becomes t'es-tu lavé les cheveux? T'es-tu lavé les cheveux? Here we switch the reflexive pronoun with the auxiliary. T'es-tu lavé les cheveux? When you're ready, you can do the exercises 2.19 and 2.20. Tomorrow we start with the imparfait. We are going to learn how to build the imparfait. So I will see you tomorrow. À demain.